All right, U.S. post-war foreign policy. So post means after. I had a student ask me on a question, on a test the other day what post meant. So, U.S. post-war or after-war foreign policy. What are we going to do concerning other countries? Okay, our big thing was containment. Containment, containment, containment for 45 years almost, until the last president of the Cold War switched it up with a new plan. So the United States decides on a foreign policy known as containment and rejected the idea of rollback. Okay, containment means you stop the spread of communism. Rollback means you actively push into communist territory and take it over. And we didn't really want to do that for a long time because rollback has the possibility of either World War III or an all-out nuclear war with the Soviet Union. So we said rollback is too risky. We got to go with containment instead. The Soviets would be allowed to keep the land that they had obtained during World War II, but they would not be allowed to expand past those borders. An example is the Berlin Airlift, okay? The Truman Doctrine. Okay, the word doctrine, y'all remember this is a vocabulary word. Doctrine is a belief or a set of beliefs that somebody lives by or operates by. So Truman's beliefs, okay? The United States pledges economic and military assistance to help nations that face communist oppression. If a country is actively being taken over by communism, we are going to give money and military assistance to stop the spread. However, if it is already taken over, if it's like, for instance, China or Russia, we will not invade and cause World War III or a nuclear disaster to happen. So that's the Truman Doctrine. It goes right along with containment. All right, how did the Truman Doctrine address the issue of communist expansion? Let's see. A, it withheld support from communist countries. No, okay, that's not what it said. It placed severe restrictions on imports. Nope, okay. It developed military programs to fight communist threats. Maybe so. It pledged assistance to countries resisting communist influence. That's exactly it right there. Okay, this is the correct answer on your study guide. Okay, so on your study guide, number 6, it says, the blank addressed the issue of communist expansion by pledging assistance to countries resisting communist influence. What's the answer, folks? Y'all go ahead and say it. The Truman Doctrine. Okay, the Truman Doctrine is the correct answer. All right, moving on. We're going to number 7. The expansion of communism after World War II contributed to which change in U.S. foreign policy? Okay, because communism expanded, which change occurred in our foreign policy? All right, the CIA lost significant authority. We didn't talk about that at all. The Truman Doctrine became a central principle. That is correct right there. All right? So, Truman Doctrine is containment. So you need to know that. Now, here we go, the next one, okay? Containment is a worldwide policy. So it doesn't matter where it is in the world. If we see communism creeping in, we will fight. And we will try to stop the spread with containment. However, there was another plan called the Marshall Plan. Both of these plans existed at the same time. The Marshall Plan is more about financial assistance only to Europe, okay? Specifically, Western Europe, especially. Okay, so the Marshall Plan, the Allies provide massive, or that should be NATO, right? NATO provides massive economic aid to Europe to promote economic and political stability in an effort to stop the communists from taking it over. We're fighting with money here, okay? Remember, all the other European countries had been destroyed by World War II. If we give them assistance, we will only ask them one thing. When you rebuild in a capitalist society, okay? We're going to give you everything you need to rebuild your country. Just be capitalist at the end. If Stalin comes in here and takes it over, the area will be communist. If Stalin gives them money to rebuild, he will ask that they be communist in order to take the money. So our plan was to bribe them basically into being capitalists in Europe. And that's called the Marshall Plan. So the Marshall Plan was strategically important to the United States because blank. It enabled military deployment throughout all of Europe, okay? Spread democratic institutions throughout all of Europe. I like that one. That's democracy. That's going to be capitalism. It promoted economic and political stability in recipient nations. That's nice. I heard those words up above there, right? It established alliances with communist countries. We know that's not true, okay? So for number 8, we're going to have C as the answer, because if you look at it right here, okay, highlight that one. You can go back here and look, promoted economic and political stability. See, the answers are right in the study guide, yo. All right, let's move on. And this will be on our next video.